Hello! I'm the official name rater. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today, we're looking at Cyclizar and Cyclizar alone. I've had to mention this a few times, I'm going to mention it again. This is like a compilation piece right here of a bunch of different Pokemon, so this has Cyclizar in it. Just know that, but it looks like we're opening up with Ranker first. Let's see what dog shit Ranker has for us. Alright, let's go ahead and knock a few out of the way. Spyro, we see this frequently. I don't particularly have a problem with Spyro. I just don't feel like we have that Pokemon that exists yet that I feel Spyro would best encompass. And I don't know if we're ever going to get that. So, at your own discretion, it's your choice. Toothless, I see all this one all the time too, ever since the Dragonite episode. That's what, Never Ending Story or something like that? Personally, I don't care for it as a name, but that's just me. Vroom Vroom! We literally just saw this in the Rev of Room episode, and I mean, you could do infinitely better. Draco, there's your stereotypical half-assed, lazy-ass, I'm a dumb piece of shit dragon nickname that we typically mock. Draco, Dragoon, Draconis, Drago, all that shit, lazy as fuck, terrible as fuck. Don't use that. Take a shot. I don't know why, but I kind of like Training Wheels, and I think I like Training Wheels just because it's just not what I expected, and it's kind of funny, because it's like, this is the Training Wheels, and then like Miraidon is the real deal, so I would not recommend that as a nickname, but just for the sake of being funny, I like that joke, and that's it. Also, in case you didn't know, I don't remember who did it, my brother was showing me, some motorcycle place, company or whatever, was actually working on a real replica life-size Miraidon motorcycle. So somewhere out there's a real-life Miraidon motorcycle, and I think that's really cool, actually. Highlighting Norbert, because Harry Potter, I mean, in my mind, Norbert's just the name of an asshole, but I've met 0 Norberts in life, so do that what you will. I'll also highlight Executioner, because I feel like that could work as like a Binding of Isaac Bayonetta-style nickname. You could also just call it Execution, I suppose, but I feel like Executioner sounds a little bit better. I don't know. It's one of those, like, not shit of a nickname, but it's better than some other things we've seen, so, like, I'll put it at an even 5 down the middle. Drogon, another thing we make fun of here, it's just Dragon with an O instead. Take another shot. Dragon! It's just Drogon, but with an A. Son of a bitch. Maleficent, we see this one pretty often. I don't really have a problem with that one. That one's fine. I guess the closest thing that would fit Maleficent would maybe be like Hydreigon or Zekrom, but I mean, you could just put it on whoever. Who cares? It's a Sleeping Beauty reference. That one took me a split second to get, but it's Accelerate, in the same way as Arcanine's nickname of RK9. This one's a Transformers reference. I'm not particularly crazy about it as a nickname, but I'm not going to bash it, so if you're a Transformers nerd, this one's for you. This one was pretty much what I was expecting. Harley Davidson, West Coast Choppers. I don't necessarily have a problem with it, and it is exactly the type of thing you'd expect. I just feel like most top motorcycle brands don't have a name that fits Pokemon. It's not bad, it's just not meant for this universe. And until something like that I feel would work, I don't know if I would recommend either, but I'm also not going to shame you either. This thread is for all 3 of them, Cyclizar, Koraidon, and Miraidon. And I like this one because this is a thematic, and I think that's kind of a cute thematic because you have past, present, future. And I personally don't nickname legendaries, and I don't blame you if you don't nickname legendaries, but if you are one of the people that do, and you can think of a thematic to tie all 3 together, this doesn't even have to work for just them. This could also work for any other Paradox Pokemon, because technically we have the same thing with Donphan, Volcarona, and is that it? Is it just those 2? I thought there was a third that was past and present, but I don't think there is. But anyway, those other ones also have Paradox in both the past and present, so if you have anything else like that, and you can tie a past, present, future thematic, be it this or something else, that'll also strengthen it, and I don't mind that one. That one's fine. I'll just highlight Honda Civic for the novelty of it, and that's about it. There's not really too much extra to add. I don't have strong feelings one way or the other. Alright, so I wanted to show this off first real quick. If you look up here at the top, it is 0. But this feels like one of those... What did we see? We saw something that was completely unrelated. The airplane. What did we watch? That was airplane. I don't know. We looked at something, and it was like, here's airplane. I think it was Bombardier. Yeah, that sounds about right. This has nothing to do with Cyclizar or Pokemon at all, but I just thought this was a funny thing that just popped up. What a Speod. Alright, well that's that. That's the bottom because that's cancer. This is just, I don't know, I guess a biking forum or something. Smogon is always nothing. Those little four, that's literally all of Nick Finder. This won't even load. Like, I tried, and I just get this blank page, and that's it. So, I don't know, I guess I'm banned from Denmark or something. There was actually surprisingly more links to click on than normal. Like, I feel like Paldea has been pretty much just like 3, and that's it. Most of it just doesn't exist. So the fact that there was even more than that to look at for Cyclizar is pretty surprising. I don't feel like we found anything spectacular, but it's whatever. I didn't write anything down or have anything written down. We do have comment suggestions. Bixie, after rental bikes in Montreal. Alright, well, I'm not Canadian, so I've never heard of that. I guess that's specifically a Canadian thing. Motocross, I think that one's actually, I don't know. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Derby, Harley, Momonosuke, Motor Scales, and Motor Scales again. Alright, well, that's that. I will go ahead and suggest, because I feel like the Rev-Vroom episode was including shit that had no fucking business being in motorcycles on there, and since they're both, we'll say, vehicle-inspired Pokemon, it's worth taking a look at, but I mean, literally the Rev-Vroom episode had no suggestions, and then me just raging. You know what just came to fucking mind? Extreme G, based off the video game. I feel like there's definitely other motorcycle racing games out there, and I need to think, but I can't think. What the fuck, Connectica? That's a funny one. If you know, you know. Matt Hoffman just came to mind. BMX XXX, that's a funny one. Yeah, there's definitely stuff out there. It's just, I feel like motorcycle ones have always been kind of a weird, untouched subject, but it's like, I know they exist. It's just like, I have memories of like old arcade cabinets and stuff like that where you get on the motorcycle and you do stuff like that, but I can't think of the names of any of those cabinets that I used to play on. So, surely there's something like that or some sort of more motorcycle-inspired racer out there that exists that I just don't know about or can think of. Motorcycle, motocross, speeding, like that's its own genre in of itself, but we just never had anything truly strong to stand out on it. The only other Pokemon that I feel is kind of relevant is going to be Go-Goat, because that was technically loosely inspired by a motorcycle. So I'll highlight that episode, but I don't think that really came up with shit that was too relevant for motorcycles. I don't know. I don't remember much about that episode, but if you want to take a look at it, maybe take a look at that. Otherwise, any other suggestions and ideas you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let us know what you'd use and recommend. And it's, I think it's probably too cold out for you to go on a bike ride right now, unless you're in the southern hemisphere. Then in that case, enjoy yourself a nice bike ride and be careful.